Meanwhile, lawmakers here have less than a week to pass legislation to avert a federal government shutdown. House Republican infighting, though, has stalled spending bills from making it across the finish line. So far, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is urging his colleagues to unify to keep the government open. But here's the caveat. If he pushes a bill with Democratic support, he could face the prospect of his speakership being challenged by conservatives in his own party. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us here at the table. Scott, Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida and other conservatives continue to say McCarthy needs to do X to get a deal across. What is the X at this moment?
At this moment, he needs what they call in Las Vegas a three-team parlay. He's going to try three different gambits in a row and try to get them all to work to avert the shutdown and keep his job. The first one is to pass through the House this week, likely with Republican-only votes, 4 spending bills funding the Department of Defense, Homeland Security, Department of State, and some agriculture programs. If he does that, he thinks he can buy enough goodwill with Republicans to try the second gambit, which is to get a continuing resolution, a short-term, 1 month or month and a half pause button to extend negotiations, keep the government open in the meantime. If he can pull that off and keep his Republicans in line, he tries the third gambit, which is to get something through the House and Senate that the president will sign, which requires a bipartisan coalition. He's got to pull all those off, one of which he's got to do in short order.
And hovering over all of this is the shadow of former President Donald Trump, the Republican frontrunner. Let's hear what Speaker McCarthy had to say about Trump and the shutdown.
I think we're much stronger when we stay open. I don't understand how not paying the troops and not paying our border agents. Look what happened last night. A new day is another new record on the border, 11,000 people. Last week, I told you 10,000 were all shot by. This is because of the border policies of Biden. And what we're trying to do is secure our border.
Scott, explain to us what McCarthy's referencing in terms of Trump's comments about the ongoing negotiations and what the dynamic is between the speaker and the former president.
Donald Trump has complicated an already tenuous negotiation, Bob. He has posted on his Truth Social account that Republicans should block any deal that doesn't defund an awful lot of things, including Jack Smith's prosecution of Donald Trump. That's not really on the table for a bipartisan negotiation, so that's just going to be a fly in the ointment. Kevin McCarthy is saying, I think unequivocally and consistently over the past few days, especially today, is that a shutdown is bad. It's bad for the House getting leverage in negotiations. It's bad politics. It's also just bad for members. It's bad for incumbents, no matter your party, because constituents are going to take it on the chin, not just the thousands of federal workers in every congressional district in America, but all the businesses that serve them, all the jarring effects it has on the economy. So McCarthy is saying it's just a bad thing. Some of the folks pushing for a shutdown, saying it's not bad considering what it can do to federal spending, haven't been through one yet. They weren't here in 2018, nor were they here in 2013.
And when you look ahead, let's say the House can't get its act together and come to a consensus. Could Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and Senate Majority Chuck Schumer ultimately come up with a Senate-created deal that they could present to the House to say, take it or leave it?
And I think that's likely this week. As this week progresses, the Senate comes up with something that they try to pass over to the House and try to induce some action to avert the shutdown and create a bipartisan compromise that is inevitable.
What would be the broad strokes of a Senate deal based on your reporting?
It would have some of those core things funded that they know the House wants to fund in short order. It's going to have Homeland Security funding in it. It's going to have vibrant Department of Defense funding in it. It's going to have a little more domestic spending than maybe the House wants. It's going to include those things you never want to say no to. Veterans benefits, Department of Defense. But they can try to induce a bipartisan compromise the House will have to come up with, but it doesn't mean it'll happen by Sunday. I think what it also does, Bob, maybe it speeds up talk of a discharge petition, a group that circumvents leadership in the House with both parties, tries to get something done, but that seems more like a shutdown ender versus a shutdown preventer.
Scott MacFarlane, thank you very much.